Match right here, Steve Boz taking on Adam Evans from Ringside Pro Wrestling. There he is, the Bozmeister.
And the pink ropes.
Feel free to chime in anytime, Tony, about this match.
Who has pink ropes?
Yeah, that's been the subject of debate.
That is actually the VWAA ring.
It reminds me of Glow.
Wait, what? This is
Ringside Pro Wrestling.
RPW, new promotion. Looks like they're working in a banquet hall with a nice, well-stocked.
That's the 4 Point Sheridan.
Nice, well-stocked bar there, and you got a tuxedo-clad bartender. Nice place.
And referee Nicholas H.
Classy joint. Nicholas H. makes his way onto the show.
Oh,
like the Joker. Boo. He always gets his licks in somewhere. There he is.
You know, actually, Nicholas H. just walked out of the control room. I don't know. He's going to go use the bathroom or something. On one of these tapes,
he's probably going to meet with Sam Hart.
We did one of these tapes. We did a show in Oshkosh, and we are just goofing on him the whole time. He's stalking around like a Frankenstein. It's hilarious. I think we'll run that next week.
Ooh, my goodness.
He actually ends up wrestling Jimmy Blaze in it too.
And you were there in the audience?
Oh yeah, we were in the crow's nest thing.
Probably drunk off your butt.
No, not yet, not yet.
Hey, Scarpone, did you not work Adam Evans for some really extremely crappy Fed a couple years ago?
Yeah, -1 wrestling.
-1. God awful.
Oh, was that place terrible?
Oh, I thought you were talking about MSPW.
Where were they out of?
They tried doing the Legion Hall over there on 63rd and Harlem and Summit.
Yeah, you know, some of these feds, you know, they throw them against the wall, they stick, some don't. You guys have stuck. You get a consistent draw every month. What's your secret?
I'm not taking care of it no more. What's Danny's secret? You have to get him on the show.
Give the people what they want.
I would say organization and a quality product.
You know what? There's some feds out there that have problems getting the talent to the shows that they book. But, oh, I wonder.
What are you talking about? I'm there every month.
But AAW always delivers. We deliver what we advertise. Show some respect for the fans.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And you always get a good show there. And,
looks like they got a pretty good draw there.
Yes, they do. And Steve Boz with a headlock on Adam Evans, cranking it in.
I remember a young Adam Evans. Adam Evans grew up also on the mean streets of Mokina. And I remember he also, this is true. He also had a backyard fed.
Did he really?
And they were called BWA, I believe. And I don't think the B stands for backyard. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, BWA. And they had T-shirts. I've got a T-shirt. I remember going over and checking it out in the backyard, watching it.
That's always interesting when guys start out in a backyard fed like that and then wind up in an actual wrestling ring looking good, you know, on their way to WWE maybe.
And here's the thing, people knock it, you're a yarder or whatever. Well, there's a difference. There's somebody that has passion, that performs a wrestling show, and an organization has to go to that too. You got to set it up and you got to tell your friends. You know, you're like doing mini promoting, but you're still doing promoting. You're getting your feet wet for the big game someday, which would be running these type of shows.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys wind up in an actual federation.
That's right.
I mean, do you know any other local guys that started out as backyard wrestlers?
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but there's so many more, and it bugs me. There's prominent guys that have done it, but they won't admit to it. Who cares? Who cares?
Mick Foley,
you know?
Come on, that was a form of backyard wrestling coming off his roof. When you think about it, he's just wrestling himself.
And everyone's like, oh, you like LWF. We always got a bad rap because you guys are Lunatic Wrestling Federation. What do you use, like pots and pans and set each other on fire? No, we did promos and we did whole shows just like everybody else. Moral of the story is, don't nobody knock backyard anymore. That's right. Unless it's really junky. I mean, and it can be really junky and unorganized and crappy.
Ouch, out he goes. Now, I've never actually seen a backyard wrestling match.
They're so fun.
If you know anybody that still runs one, you guys ought to let me know. I'll come see it.
I will let you know because I know somebody who still runs.
Really?
Do you really? That's kind of neat.
And if you, out there in TV land, run a backyard fed, send an email to lunaticwrestling@hotmail.com. We'll come out. We'll film it. We'll come out and film it.
We'll come, we'll drink, we'll laugh at you.
We'll bring a cooler, and you'll be one of our segments.
And we'll put you on the mat. And look at that. Steve Boz, big flying crossbody, and takes time out to applaud himself. This is the downfall of Steve Boz, typically. He just takes too much time to pat himself on the back and doesn't concentrate on his opponent.
I'll tell you what, Steve Boz, probably a very well-known name around here. Probably one of the only guys to never work AAW.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and I have a feeling it's something to do with the territorial thing. But, yeah, he's a fine worker, good guy, good shape, and, was a trainer at Windy City for quite some time. I think he still does train up at the Slam Center when they do it Thursday nights. So, big shout-out to Steve, good guy to know in the business.
He is. Every show I see him at, he takes time out to come talk and just, shoot the... Beep.
No, but I'll say that's one thing I've learned about wrestling. There's sort of like a code. We're nice to each other. We come in, we say hello, and that's a good thing. Anybody that's ever involved in pro wrestling, that you come out of that, it's a good way to be. Say goodbye before you leave. Shake hands. Say hello. That's the best way to conduct yourself. I learned a lot working in pro wrestling, and here we go. Steve Boz has learned a lot, and he's taking it out on Adam Evans right here tonight.
You missed it earlier. Steve Boz actually blocking the low blow, I guess you would call it.
Look at Adam Evans. He looks like he's on Dream Street, man.
Boom! Oh, a headbutt. I love the headbutt.
Yeah, Steve Boz felt a little bit of that himself.
Evans looks like he bulked up a lot since the last song.
Now, he's worked at AAW before, has he not? Adam Evans? No.
Adam Evans.
God, I'm trying to figure out what.
But he's been on SmackDown.
I must have met him on Slam. I met him once.
He's worth Slam. He's worth Pow.
Yeah.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Yeah, so he's working. Yeah.
Head of steam.
Whoop, boom. Nobody home. From behind, gets a big strike in. Ooh, drops him.
The Orton special there.
Oh, that's what that was. That's a Randy Orton move. Thank you, Tenacious P. So, Tenacious P, what do you think of wrestling on TV right now? WWE, ECW, what do you like? What do you don't like?
Oh, man. You know what? I don't really care for much wrestling on TV. TNA is completely terrible. Kurt Angle, it's become the Kurt Angle show.
Wow.
ECW is all right. I mean, I kind of like what they did with Viscera, the big Daddy V thing. That's kind of cool. Punk is their champ now, and I guess that's all right.
Punk is the champ now.
Punk is the champ.
Actually, it'll air tonight, yeah.
Wow, you know what I'm going home to watch?
We spoiled it for you.
Cinemax?
Man, you guys are straight up off the internet. Man,
but you know what?
Information superhighway.
Yeah, WWE posted that on their own site.
Yeah.
They posted their own spoilers.
In some trouble right now with all the steroid and
I heard they let 10 guys go, and has that since
suspended.
You guys suspended? And has the list come out of the 10?
Well, we can kind of tell from TV. Umaga, Kennedy.
They're still there,
Chris
right?
Masters suspended 30 days.
Eugene
got suspended for steroids.
Human growth hormone.
Yeah.
He don't look like he's on anything.
And then Eugene,
cheeseburgers.
Yeah, and Eugene and Crime Time are all fired.
You're kidding me?
No.
Yeah, they're laying the hammer down right now.
Nova.
Yeah, Nova's gone too.
Right? Simon Dean. He was big dog there.
Yeah. I'm amazed.
So I mean, but watch this crazy era of wrestling when like guys come out of nowhere and just pick up the ball and run with it. You know, we're going to probably see some.
I would see. I think CM Punk's going to get a huge push as like the poster boy now, being straight edge and all drug free.
Sure.
You know, that's a good guy.
I can only think that'll probably make the other guys look bad.
Yeah. What do you say?
They're huge drug users.
Yeah. WWE's loss is usually TNA's gain, and
but I think that would look
going to TNA.
I would think that would look bad for TNA though, considering like these are all guys that basically failed the WWE wellness policy, and they're going to be going to TNA.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm just going to come right out and say it. I don't care if people do steroids; they're hurting themselves.
I don't care if wrestlers do steroids.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me.
And nobody else should either.
I don't think it should be really even whatever. Chris Benoit killed his kid and his wife. That's rough stuff, but I don't think you can pin that kind of rage and that kind of an action just on steroids.
If you just
the media oversimplifies it, in my opinion, but whatever.
No, I agree. And steroids. I mean, go ahead. Look, hey, wrestlers, take a look at your contemporaries. They're dying out, and they're dying out young. So if you want to do that, go right ahead. Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, near fall.
But I'm amazed at this laundry list you just brought out here, Tenacious P. All these people that are gone. That's big news.
Well, they had actually they pointed the finger at Batista as well, but supposedly Batista
No, that guy is not anything.
And like he's all up in arms about it. He says he wants to sue the media or something crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. In a fit of rage, he said.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, I was gonna say if somebody's pumping something up, it would probably be him. He looks like he's on the gas.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that they
so is Bobby Lashley.
They want to go after wrestlers for all these steroids. It's an entertainment, but yet you look at all these bodybuilders who are 400 pounds of just pure muscle. And nobody says anything about them.
Yep.
Craig Titus killed his secretary and burned her alive, and ended up in jail. But you didn't see anybody go after the bodybuilding community. It's just all wrestling.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, that's because bodybuilding's not in the public eye like Vince is.
But it's a sport. I mean, that's actually something you actually got to compete and win.
Right.
Yeah, I do actually believe.
You mean bodybuilding's not a work?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, wrestling. We all know what it is.
Yeah, I actually do think a couple NFL players got suspended because of the same.
If it's baseball or football, then steroids is a problem because not every guy is going to do the steroids, and then there will be guys that excel and guys that can't because they don't. But that's a sport. Like wrestling is the entertainment side of it, and it should be just left alone.
Yes,
Who runs Ringside Pro Wrestling? Who's the booker there?
That's a good question. It's a brand new promotion from what I understand.
Yeah, at least it's their
Nicholas H.,
third
can you
show.
answer that one?
Yeah.
Who's in charge of Ringside Pro Wrestling? Any idea, sir?
Justin Adams
Justin Adams.
and actually Steve Boz does some of the booking.
Oh, never mind the man behind the curtain.
There you go.
There you go.
So
It looks like they got a
who paid
good.
you that night, Nick?
Who paid me that night? Justin Adams.
All right.
It looks like they got a good setup.
Yeah.
Entranceway.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
going to be their new home, which is the 4 Point Sheridan in Shiller Park. This will be
4 Point Sheridan and Schiller Park.
And make
nice
sure to
place
check out
to work.
their MySpace, myspace.com/Ringside Pro Wrestling.
I kind of
Yeah,
like the
I do-
pink ropes. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Flashy.
I think Slam ran there a couple times.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I know we did.
Looks
We did the
familiar.
Children's Memorial Show in there too, except we had it set up a little bit different.
It's no Berwyn Eagles Club, brother.
There was
No.
actually a promotion that Pretty Crappy Wrestling at PCW.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
We tried running a show there, and we did $10 tickets, all you could drink.
What?
Oh, man.
I was there and I was
remember
loaded.
that.
I remember
I
I was
what?
trying to go to that. And
I was there and I was loaded.
$10, all you could drink. A wrestling show. and all
Didn't
you
somebody
could
try
drink.
to grab Amy Zane at that
Yeah,
show
that
or
got
something
out
like
of
that?
hand.
Yeah, Amy Zane and all you can drink. Yeah, there's going to be some action
right
there.
on.
Thank you
What-
very
that's a
much.
party.
I don't know.
Man,
if
I wish I had a
control myself.
DeLorean with a flux capacitor right now because I would so go to that.
There we go. Nicholas H. dour and watchful in the corner.
I would go back. I would go back to it, but then I would like spend the night there, get drunk, and then I would take the DeLorean and then go back 2 hours. I would just keep doing it. Like for 6 hours, I would
Yeah.
keep going to that show.
You get the gout again.
Oh, totally.
Ooh, my goodness.
The first night we did commentary and we were just drinking. I got gout the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
Rich food and booze, and
Rich
it took
food
its
and
toll.
booze.
Oh,
I was drinking
Insiguri.
like crappy beer and I had crab rangoon the day before. It was
Lethal
Instantaneous.
mix.
Come on, Louis.
Oh,
That
I
takes
swear.
years to
I-
develop that.
I don't know. I'm telling you, my left foot is ridiculous.
Ouch, caramba.
I'm waiting for rickets and scurvy also.
Yeah, there you go.
And throw in some shingles too.
Some shingles. You know, some other diseases from the 1800s.
Yeah,
The Black Plague.
I've had to scale it way back on the booze behind the commentary booth there.
Why?
I get fined. I get fined by Mike Pekovich.
you
I actually
serious?
get fined for slurring and swearing.
Wow.
What's your payday? Well, I mean, you get a sizable payday, right?
Payday. You guys get paid?
Oh, in each.
You guys
You
used to
get
get paid?
commentator. You got
You guys used to get paid?
Commentator at a local
Do you
level, man. We get the shaft.
Do you really get fined? Do you really pay those fines?
Oh, hell no.
All right. All right. Jeez.
He gets fined. He never said anything about paying them.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Steve Boz pumping up that crowd. To the corner he goes.
Oh.
Big knee drop by the Bozmeister. Got old Adam Evans right where he wants him, looks like. But once again, Steve Boz likes to take too much time out and showboat. He probably could have, if he would have kept his eye on the prize, probably could have pinned this guy 10 minutes ago. But from what I understand, this is one heck of a match.
Wow.
According to Nicholas H.
Doesn't Boz call everything like the Bozplex and the Boz Breaker? There's the Boz Breaker.
That was it. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Bozaguri.
I made
Yep.
the mistake of, wow, a super kick by Boz. And he was here that one night, and like it just got 20 degrees cooler in here. And he's like, no.
That's a
And then you
Boz
were looking
kick.
at me all funny, like, remember? Because I said, oh, super kick by Boz. And you're like, no, it's a Boz kick.
Oh, yeah, I've been trained. Sam DeCero made me say that.
Are you kidding me?
No, he does. He does actually.
Well, that's why Boz will never be in AAW.
And he's got the Boz.
I'm just
car,
kidding. I don't know.
The Bozmobile.
I
Whoa, look at
I
that.
bet Boz would like to work in AEW.
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he would.
Who wouldn't want to work in AAW? The company is on fire.
That's a fact. And you guys are also now. Is Shimmer your
Two.
sister company, or they just run the same building?
It is. We do some cross promotion with Shimmer and Dave Prazak and the lovely ladies of Shimmer.
Oh,
We could do some cross-
I
Such
gotta
Such
get
as
out there.
Becky Bayless.
When's our next show?
October 13th.
Kong going to be there? Amazing
Yes.
Kong.
Amazing Kong actually gets a Shimmer title shot against Sarah Del Rey.
Kong is awesome. She's like
Yeah.
the
Amazing
she's
how
like
you
the
just
Vader
stop
of
that
women.
date so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is
Guys,
like
I'm
the
booked on that show, that's why.
October 13th.
Be there.
Oh, what's Boz going for here? A Boz or something.
I was a new driver.
Yeah.
Wow, Adam Evans.
A collar elbow boss up.
This Adams kid's pretty impressive.
He's
Yeah, he's been on SmackDown.
yeah, he's come a long way. Another, I know.
I love the bartenders in the back checking out the action. Look at that.
Look at the way they're dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, they're hardly working, man.
I actually ran into Adam Evans at the last POW.
Pow!
And we were talking, and rumor is that WWE was interested in him, just said that he's a little too young looking.
Huh?
Really? And they couldn't go with that.
I
And
guess not.
Yeah, you would
I was like,
think.
was
He looks too young.
maybe they bring him in as Vince's illegitimate son.
Yeah, that'd be a.
Because now they can't do it with Kennedy. Because Kennedy was one of the names supposedly.
Kennedy's one of the guys that got let go,
yeah.
and they were grooming him for
And
success.
I tell you what, that sucks because he was one of the guys that was like he was doing all the PR work basically, like, oh, I haven't touched steroids since the Indies or whatever he said. Yeah, but whoops.
But you didn't say anything about human growth hormone.
Yeah, oh, whoops.
Wow.
Didn't some of those guys get busted though for just like sleeping pills and stuff?
Yeah, like Funaki and
Funaki.
Funaki?
Oh, did you hear this? I just read this
He
today.
had a job for so long.
They're actually going to start testing for marijuana.
Marijuana,
and there will be a
finally.
$1,000 fine
in WWE.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Well, no, Rob Van Dam's already been released from what I heard. Because he would have been a big candidate for cannabis in the blood, I got to
Well, Rob, what we're going to do is we're just going to take your yearly gross income and just sign it over to us. You're not going to get paid anything this year.
But I bought you a new bong.
We wish you the best in your future endeavors of smoking marijuana.
Uh-oh, big elbow by Evans. Whips around.
And you know what? Here's my problem with some indie wrestling matches. They go about 5 minutes too long.
I don't know. We're getting
a few of those on the mat.
We're getting solid.
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh, AAW as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the death of Adam Evans.
1, 2, and it's
3.
over.
That's it.
Stick to your times.
Right as I say that, they make me look like a
Pull
fool.
off that magnificent 3 count.
Stick to your times. Hey, we got a crazy camera shot on too. We might want to fix that. Stick to your times, or I'm going to.
Chris is fixing the camera. He's fixing the camera.
Run-in. Stick to your times, or we're sending somebody for a run-in. Remember that.
Good match, though. I like it. Very good match.
It was very good. What do we got? What's going on? What do we have? Do we have?
Well, we got upcoming events. No, your computer's on the
North Beach.
Yeah, it's on the.
We've got our own dates.
I forgot the power cord.
Okay, fill us in, CDK.
Well, we've got
tonight.
obviously September 29th, AAW.
Oh, and let me announce the main event.
Oh, yeah.
One of the main events for that. It's going to be the AAW debut of former ROH World Champion Austin Aries, and he is going to take on Tyler Black at AAW. That's going to be a huge,
That'll be a
huge
good
match.
one. Tyler Black, that's that big kid that was trained by Danny Daniels,
Yes, from
correct?
Iowa. Former AAW heavyweight champion taking on Austin Aries.
And I do believe he was
That's
also
awesome.
on Wrestling Society X as well.
Yes, on the MTV show. And, of course, all the stars are going to be there. Jimmy Jacobs is going to take on Phil Atlas. If you guys haven't seen Phil Atlas.
Oh, so Jimmy
young
Jacobs.
Canadian kid.
Jimmy Jacobs he'll be wrestling.
Yes, Jimmy Jacobs back in the ring. Taking on Phil Atlas, who is a up-and-comer out of Canada.
amazing.
And he just
Phil
trained
Atlas
up
is
at All Japan for a few months. So
Nice stuff. And actually, could you go over some of the you had mentioned Joey Matthews was coming, that tag team match coming
Joey
up?
Matthews and Christian York going to be going for the titles. And then, of course, Eric Cannon, North Star Express, Dan Lawrence, Ryan Boz. Who else? Bryce Benjamin, Shane Hollister, all the AAW stars are going to be there. September 29th, it's going to be great. And I bet you on September 30th, there will be no doubt in anybody's mind who the top company in Chicago is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I said it.
Wait, are you saying like Ring of Honor, or even when they come around?
I don't consider a Ring of Honor a Chicago.
I don't either.
They're
I see all. I see all these.
I mean, they're on
polls.
pay-per-view already, so they're national.
Yeah, I see all these polls online, and people are saying, "Oh, indie match out of Chicago of the year is Ring of Honor." Well, you know, I don't really consider them an indie anymore, and I don't consider them Chicago.
Yeah. If you're doing pay-per-view, you're not an indie anymore. Ring of Honor to me is like the Grateful Dead of Chicago, where they have their followers that come around, maybe get a miracle. You know, if you're waiting outside and you don't have the $15 to get in or whatever. But yeah, it's like a cult following. I don't know. I've been there a couple times and it wasn't for me.
Shows are too long. I can't sit there that long.
It's purists wrestling.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I do believe.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just not personally my bag.
Yeah, but they're bringing their pay-per-view to Chicago, which is a good thing, and I'm excited about it. And if we can get on the mat back there, maybe Nicholas H. get us a little backstage action, maybe we can collar some interviews, see what happens.
Yeah, we need to get some of these local promoters to start working with On the Mat a little bit more than we do. We need some awesome matches. We need some awesome stuff. Otherwise, we're just going to start running backyard feds all time.
Yeah,
all the time.
That'd be an interesting experiment for a month or two.
Just one show, just like the full hour. Just
Scarpone, what about Iowa? You work in Iowa a lot. How's the scene in Iowa compared to Chi-Town?
It's a lot easier to work than Chicago is. You know, the crowds are easier to work. I mean, I work for a company out there called 3XW. It's pretty. It's getting good. I mean, they've been open about 2 years now. I mean, they're getting their, they're all their ducks in a row, if you want to say.
Right.
There's SCW out there.
Merrick works out there a lot. Merrick and Tyler started out
Shane
there.
Hollister.
The crowds are easier to work?
Oh, yeah.
Like Wisconsin? Like Chicago's tough.
Like Missouri. Missouri's.
Right.
I think that's the easiest. Like, when I worked down there with Harley. I mean, we're winning.
Name dropper.
Yeah, I know.
Harley Race.
No, but that's interesting. We like
One
to
I
hear
call
that.
Harley.
But we were, sitting in the back and said, you're going to go over with a suplex. And I'm like, and then what?
Then you're going to go drink a beer.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
That's
what do you
awesome.
mean? Vertical suplex, that's the finish.
Okay.
Somebody coming out? That's it.
That's the
No
start.
need to argue with Harley. Yeah.
3, you're out.
That's great stuff. That's out of St. Louis?
Yeah. It's all like Eldon, Missouri. It's all like the smaller towns in Missouri.
How about Gateway? You ever run up there?
No.
That's good stuff, too. We get a kick out of them.
There's, with Harley, you got to work. He's like right by Lake of the Ozarks.
Okay.
So he runs all the surrounding towns around there.
Nice. What a connection to have.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I mean, he draws at least 600 every show.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, does he come out and appear on the shows himself as well?
Oh, he's got to. Yeah.
Does he still wrestle?
Oh God, no.
But he does get out there.
Yeah, because he's always has like bigger guys on there, like Dr. Death or Vader or
Vader.
Luger.
It's Vader
Oh, really?
time.
Yeah,
I
he's
can't
always-
do it with this.
No, what you've worked some
Vader.
big guys in your time. Is some of the more famous names you've worked, Tony?
The Road Warriors.
Really?
Wow.
Was that at PCW?
What? Dream Night 1.
Part of Chicago wrestling history.
It was a great time.
It was my first ever indie show
to bring them
that
back
I ever
together
watched.
like that in Chicago. I mean, PCW was the first to actually do it, to like bring the Road Warriors back.
Yeah.
You know, independent on an independent level, and to be able to work them was great. If Hawk wasn't so drunk
Really?
Really?
and like just totally, I don't want to say just made the match look crappy. I mean, I was just starting out, so I mean, I was
Right.
Because all the other
saying-
matches, I'm sure, looked.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but it was me and him, and it was like he's just wasted, you know, and going just punching out of nowhere and missing things, and Animal's yelling at Hawk in the middle of the ring like I'm punching Animal. Hawk comes in, just starts hitting me, and he's like, "Get the hell out of the ring!" And I'm like, and then he introduced in the middle of the match. I'm talking blatantly in the middle.
Oh,
of the
Mr.
match,
Perfect.
He announces Mr. Perfect's here.
And he wasn't?
Yeah,
No, he was.
he was.
Oh.
He came back
How
so
did
he
he
could hang out with us.
How did he do? Like, you know,
He went like this. He got off the ring, got a microphone, was like, "Let me introduce my good friend, Mr. Perfect."
And Henning looked almost
And the whole
embarrassed to
crowd-
come out.
the
He
whole
was like,
crowd on
oh.
tape. You see the whole crowd just looking, and he comes out. They're like, "Yeah!" And here's me and Animal like, "What do we do now?" He's like, "Just throw me."
Great stuff. Great stuff.
on the mat, you get frank wrestling discussions.
It
You
was
hear
crazy.
what's going on in our heads.
It's a good time though.
I can imagine. Anybody else you can remember that you've, these big stars you may have ran across?
Jerry Lynn.
Oh, you worked him before. You're twice his size.
Yeah, it
You
was
probably
like-
pulverized him.
No, that was a lot of fun too. That was
Yeah.
out in Macomb, Illinois.
McCollum.
I find anytime I've been in the ring with some famous people from time to time. Anytime I'm with somebody like that, like Greg the Hammer or anybody, you learn something. You walk away, learn something. Even if it was a bad thing from Hawk, you know what I'm saying? But
Oh, right.
would you agree?
Oh yeah, because Animal took us in the back and he was talking to us. And he's like, sorry about that. He's like,
Wow.
And Hawk comes over there and me and Animal are talking. Hawk comes over and goes and spits all his blood on the floor. And goes, "He hit me."
Wow.
And Animal's just like,
Did you cry inside?
"Go away, dude."
Are they referring to you?
Constantly having to
No,
explain
to
to
Hawk.
guys.
And Hawk
Jeez.
walks away and he looks at me. He's like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "It was a dream come true. You guys were my tag team growing up. I loved you guys. Thank you."
Yeah, what a
That was
buzz.
it.
It must have been a great night, nonetheless. But, Tony Scarpone and Tenacious P are in-studio guests right here tonight from AA Dub. Got great shows coming up at the Berwyn Eagles Club. Just, can we hit those dates again, Tenacious P?
September the 29th. Going to be huge. Do not miss it.
Huge.
Austin Aries, Tyler Black, Joey Matthews, Christian York.
Don't forget about Rumble Radio on WXAV.
Radio.
Did I say that?
Radio.
I said
And also radio.
Radio. You can check it out on the radio.
On a Rumble.
Is that even the right number? I can't.
Tuesday,
Yeah,
October
I'm sure.
16th, North
No,
Beach.
14th.
On the Match 300 show.
What number is this?
300.
Oh, it is
October
a
300.
6.
It's 300 means it's for
What did you
Sparta.
just?
Yeah,
I was
good
trying
stuff.
to point at the.
The last
There you go.
trying to
King
grab
Leonidas.
The last show they did on location, I
Also-
got so drunk I missed work the next day. So I will be taking off the next October
Also,
17th.
Go to
I will be taking off.
ChicagoProWrestling.com. You can watch people just arguing and crabbing and complaining about the goings on in the Chicago wrestling scene. It's great. Sign up.
And look us up on the YouTube.
Oh,
what
yeah.
is it? On the Mat
the
cable
Mat.
wrestling show?
On the
Something-
Mat.
Nicole's H.
Nicole's H. Just type in on the mat and Trevor, and then you'll find all of our fantastical videos.
Oh, and also a quick plug or announcement. I'm going to be a daddy.
Hey!
Tenacious P is going to be a daddy.
Congratulations,
Yes.
boss. All right.
That's awesome.
My lovely fiance
Seriously.
is probably watching at home, and I hope it's a boy. and I hope he likes wrestling.
Yeah.
I got a feeling he just might.
I hope so.
If he's raised in your household, Tenacious P, I got a feeling he will. We're getting a tornado DDT. It's been a great night here tonight on OTM. Mr. Scarpone, I thank you for coming. That's a big dude.
Thanks for negotiating our
CDK,
shares
Tenacious
there,
P,
too.
boss.
Right.
What's
Ritchard
poppin'?
T, CDK.
Again,
And for Trevor Blanchard, from the bottom of my heart, and everybody here, we'll see you next week right here on your forum for independent sports on the mat. Thank you, Nicholas H.
Pow.
Pow!
Chris's big rubber ball.